Welcome to another episode of HB23 News. This is Obi Sean, and as you see, I am a villager. Mojang skin servers have been taken over by villagers for a wonderful April Fool's prank. So anyone playing today will notice that they are a villager. We have several things that happened this last week or so. Stickman, Crazy Stickman, played a prank on one of our owners, Link. So you'll have to check out either Stickman's videos or Link's video to check out his wonderful prank on either side. We have a fishing tournament in 4 days hosted by yours truly. It'll be the second fishing event. We have 3 events this month hosted by player Sentinel. I will get to the interview with him shortly. Some of this was recorded out of order, so my skin may change a few times during the video. Alright, last but not least, player Light027 posted a thread on the server. He is stepping away from Harvest Block. Not sure for how long, but hopefully he will be back with us soon. Let's get into our segments. I'm here with Sentinel in the HB23 News Channel studio. He is celebrating his 1-year anniversary in April with a few other players, and he is hosting a wide variety of events. Sent, tell us about these events coming up.
Yeah, so I'm very pleased to announce that I've been on the server for 1 year. I've built many builds, attended many events, blamed Odin many blames, and I want to take a chance to give something back to all the great people who I've had the pleasure of playing with this past year. So yeah, I decided that April will be the month of events. I've got 3 events planned for my event extravaganza. The first will be the much sought Coliseum brackets. I've been having requests for those ever since I built the Coliseum about 10 months ago. So there'll be 3 brackets, boots only boxing, Coliseum equipment, and anything goes. To sign up for one of the brackets, all you have to do is go onto the forums and let me know what times you're available, and I will schedule the fights as people are available. So there won't be one event, there'll be many fights. As an added bonus, the owners have agreed to chip in as a prize the head of anyone slain lower than you on the brackets. So you can literally start collecting heads. Once again, the brackets are boots only boxing. So that's Rebel wanted that really. Where all you can do is wear boots and punch your opponent. Coliseum equipment. There's stone weapons and leather armor available in the Coliseum. That's all you can use. And then, of course, anything goes, which means anything you can bring into the Coliseum, you can use. You want to enchant your armor from here to the moon? Go for it. You want to bring splash potions? Go for it. You want to, if you can get your hands on some mob spawning eggs and hope that they do more damage to your opponent than they do to you, go for it. There'll be prizes depending on how far you get in your bracket. And you can enter all 3 brackets or even just one. So yeah, sign up and I will begin scheduling fights April 11th, which is the day, which is my 1-year anniversary. That's event 1. Event 2 is the excavation event. People had such a good time last time that I've been getting requests to have it back. So I got the big thanks to Odin. He regenerated one of the chunks and then he copied the chunk over to the other side. So now both sides of the excavation event are identical. The excavation event is basically, for those of you who weren't there at the first one, you show up with nothing. There are 2 trees in your chunk, and you and your team are released into your chunk, and what you have to do is remove your chunk. You using only the tools that you craft inside of your chunk. The food and bone meal are provided so you can grow more trees, and first team to remove their chunk wins. We had a lot of fun last time, and this time we have a new observation deck that can view both chunks installed. And now finally, and this is the brand new event, Harvest Blockopoly. All your favorite builds from all around the server, everything from Rebels to Tiny Shack to Light, and Katie's Island, have been put around the Monopoly board. The spawn is go, and Bubbles Islands are free parking. So, standard Monopoly rules, the only difference is you are the player token. I've even got dice that really roll. Well, you press a button and you get numbers. So, standard Monopoly, except it's all themed for Harvest Block. Those events, the times for them, they're up on the website. So the excavation event will be Saturday, April 19th at 8 p.m. Eastern. And I'll need team captains for that. Team captains are just going to be the people who pick the teams. So I identify my 2 team captains, and they start picking the teams while we're at the event. And if they can exert any kind of control over their teams during the event, great too, but that didn't seem to happen that well last time.
Is this going to be a schoolyard pick?
Exactly.
Okay, that's pretty interesting.
And then Harvest Blockopoly will be the next Saturday. Saturday, April 26th at 8 p.m. Eastern. In addition to that, Harvest Blockopoly, the board, it's going to stay there as a permanent fixture for the server with a warp sign from the spawn. So after that, if you want to play a pickup game, you can do that. There's chance cards, there's community chest cards, there's deeds. All of the stuff you need to play standard Monopoly, even paper money that's named, is there. Just make sure you leave it there when you're done so that the next person can play. So I hope April's going to be a lot of fun for everyone, and I'm really looking forward to it. There'll be prizes for anyone who attends or for anyone who spectates or participates in any of the events that I'm hosting, as well as, prizes for winning them as well.
Well, thank you for your time. Is there any chance we can get a sneak peek of any of these arenas or events before we go?
Sure, we can visit all of them if you want. The Coliseum's right in the spawn. Why don't we head there first?
Sounds good. We'll meet you there. Obishan here. I am at Sentinel's Arena. We're getting an exhibition match to demonstrate the PvP. We have Anne, aka Anna Banana, versus Sentinel with just no armor, stone swords, which is part of the arena PvP gear. Oh, and Anne goes down. That is rough. Standard PvP gear is leather armor and stone swords with cookies. Your boots only boxing will be leather boots, nothing else. And then, as Sentinel is demonstrating right now, anything goes. She didn't even load in, and I think she died again. That is pretty rough. Alright, so let's check out the next event staging area. We are at the staging area of the excavation event with Sentinel. I have not been here before. I missed the first excavation event. Sentinel, give me a tour and take it away.
Alright, so we got the two sides, red and blue, because, you know, always when you have two sides, they're red and blue. I don't make up the rules, except in this event, I do. We're standing on the referee platform. This is where the switch is to open up the doors to both areas. Why don't I go ahead and... Hey, Obi, come here. Obi, come here. Why don't you go ahead and put on the red team jersey? That's the captain's jersey. And I'll go ahead and put on the blue one. And why don't we go over to the red team? So, at the start of the event, once the team captains have been picked, and we'll pick them very scientifically using the rock, paper, scissors machine, which was developed specifically to absolve me of any responsibility whatsoever.
I have not heard of this machine, but I am very interested.
So, basically, you come up, you look in the bin, and you choose rock, paper, or scissors.
That is beautiful.
And you put it in the item frame. And your opponent does the same thing. But you can't see what your opponent picked. But I can from up here.
This is awesome.
Now it's nighttime and the mobs are coming, so why don't we head to the event area, which is nice and lit.
I am headed that way now.
So each team, well, I'll give the team captains the jersey and the button to open the door to their area, so that nobody gets started too quickly. Each team gets to start with a chest, a furnace, and a workbench. In the chest, there are jerseys and uncooked food, as well as bone meal. If you want to stay there, I will open the door and I'd recommend not jumping down just yet, but because it's nighttime and there are mobs. So at the same time, both teams will have their doors opened, and they can enter their areas and begin chopping down trees, or rather punching them, to get wood to make tools to start digging.
Now this crafting bench up here in this furnace, will you be able to access these once you go in, or will these lock behind you and you no longer have access?
This is your staging area. You can do whatever you want to it. This is your area for you to put blocks outside of your actual chunk. Because if there are any blocks whatsoever remaining in your chunk, you can't claim victory.
So dropping them and leaving small versions spinning on the ground still counts as blocks in the chunk.
No, items are okay. It's just if you're missing leaf blocks from trees you've grown in your chunk, you can't claim victory.
All blocks must be gone or despawned.
Exactly.
Sounds good.
And if you go ahead and follow me, I'll show you the brand new thing that's been installed.
I lost you. Where are you at?
Accept the teleport request. I like to call this the ant farm. Because it's from here that spectators can watch you dig your ant farm through the glass.
So this is a clear viewing area to both chunks, and you'll be able to see everything as they're making their progress all the way down.
That is correct. I can assure you that both chunks are identical. One of them was regenerated and then copied to the other.
Alright, sounds like you thought of just about everything. So what's our next event?
Next up, we have Harvest Blockopoly.
Alright, here we are at the Harvest Blockopoly event area. Tell us about this place.
Well, it's your basic Monopoly board, except every single space is a reference to a build on Harvest Block. Instead of Mediterranean and Baltic, we have Rebel Shack and Tiny. Instead of Community Chest, we have a Welcome Wagon. Luxury Tax is turned into the shops. The railroads have turned into the nether hubs.
Nice.
If you want to look at some of the cards, the server events are chance cards. They've all of the chance and community chest cards have been turned into books. Why don't you go ahead and grab one and read it?
Alright, we have the owners have selected you to be an architect. Pay each player $50. Very nice. I do like the redstone effect every time you open the chest. That's awesome.
Instead of jail, we have the Coliseum, or you could just be watching. The utilities have been replaced with a pumpkin and a melon farm. This community chest is, of course, replaced with Free Mart. Bubbles Island is free parking. Over here we have the Waterworks, which is a melon farm. The Spleef Arena is Go to Jail. You'll notice the little sign down there. Donation Center is the other community chest. Another server event is a chance. And Parks Place and Boardwalk are My City and Light and Katie's Island.
Easily two of the largest builds on this server, hands down.
But it's not just that. For every single property, there are of course deeds.
Okay, looking at this, we have title deed, Light, and Katie's Island, rent $50, and so on with houses and the hotel, and the actual map coordinates. That is pretty cool.
Yep, the map coordinates of every single build.
And there's a page 2 with mortgage value, house costs, and hotel costs.
So in terms of introducing new players to Harvest Block, this place actually tells them some of the most notable places there is.
Real quick, how do we roll the dice?
Glad you asked. Why don't you do so?
So we just press this wooden button?
Yep.
And we have a 6 and a 4, and it is completely random every time.
Completely random. As long as you always put the Ender Stone back in the correct one and the quartz back in the correct one.
Very solid. Well, thank you for giving us a tour of your 3 event areas. Can't wait to participate them in and probably video them at the same time. And we are the actual player tokens.
Yep. If you want to go ahead and open up this, each player has money picked out in all of the denominations, and there's armor named for each of the tokens. The top hat is obviously a hat, and the boots are obviously boots.
Well, that is very nice. Very nice indeed. Oh, and you used green blocks and red blocks to represent the actual colors of the houses and hotel pieces of the board game.
Yep, that's correct.
Very nice. Well, thank you for your time. Thank you for the tours and the sneak peeks, and we hope to see all of these events very soon.
Thank you.
Link 1652 and Cray Stickman both came out with very awesome videos this week, and they are connected in the sense that Cray Stickman pulled a quote-unquote prank on Link. What we have here is the Kitty RV, one of the greatest things I have probably seen in a very long time. Definitely the coolest RV in Minecraft I've ever seen created. Let's take a look at it. As you see, we have the Cheshire Cat themed, which is like Link 1652's skin. We have a sign out front. Now, Stickman posted a video of him building it and creating it, and it's very fun to watch. And then Link did a video of him coming to his island and discovering it, and he absolutely fell in love with it. And that might be where he's going to hide his head in the next video, so he might want, if he watches this, he might want to move his head for the next video. Sorry about that, Link, if that was your next hiding spot. It was a great spot. I can't get out of here. Okay, here we go. So, Link, very awesome RV, Cray Stickman, both of them have do videos, and Stickman, this is very awesome, super creative, super awesome. Let me show you the tail on the back because it is great. The tires and hubcaps are great, the half slabs for the frame, everything is just very awesome. You both are just silly as hell, and I love it. So, on to the next segment. Here we are on the fishing tournament docks. The dock area is a small central platform with 4 spokes, each spoke being identical. You load in, you pick a color. This will be your little player area fishing spot. You can grab a pole from any of the chests. All of them have fishing poles in them. You shouldn't have to bring anything. Maybe some snacks to eat so you don't get too hungry. And fish. We had one tournament here before. We had the singles points tournament. The points were on the fish themselves. And on the side here, you can see that the Stone 9 won the first tournament with 131 points. This time will be a team elimination round, each team consisting of 2 players. So hope to see lots of people here in 4 days to have some fishing fun. Hope you enjoyed this episode of HB23 News. Hope to see all of you at the many events we have in store for the month of April, starting with the fishing tournament and closing with the 3 events that Sentinel has in store for everyone. Obi Sean out.